Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom, live on Tuesday night. Grassi. Whew, that intro never gets old.
Feel the juice.
Oh yeah. Now we're amped up.
Feel the juice.
Now we're ready to go. The goosebumps are forming along the arms here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday. And I told you yesterday, I told you last night that unfortunately we had to cancel our pre-recording with Kurt Benkert. It was a shame. It was a shame. However, we inside turned it up to 11 as we are now live with my guest, the man, the legend, the gamer, the Green Bay Packers QB, Kurt Benkert. Kurt.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the wonderful intro per usual.
Welcome back.
Let's get it.
Dude, let's get it. Like there's so much to dive into today. So much to dive into.
There's a lot.
I think if I gave you a live stream into what my DMs looked like after around Sunday, around like 6-7 o'clock, wasn't great, Kurt.
I believe it.
Wasn't great.
I got a few of those as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, did you?
Pretty weird, but yeah, I got a few of those. Yeah. Not to your extent, I'm sure, because big time.
They were in it. And listen, last week we spoke about this, and I said, the prep that's going in, are they filling the Don Hutson Center with mosquitoes and just like cranking up the heat? And I kind of just wanted to know your confidence going into last year, and by your, I mean, of course, the team.
Yeah,
confidence was pretty high, right? In which like there's talk about it not being very pressurized, and that there's like a focus and what have you. And Rodgers mentioned something today on the Pat McAfee show and said like right before the game, it seemed like there was a little low energy that was going on. Can you speak to that? And like, did you see the same thing? And if so, like, what was the vibe heading into Jacksonville, like actually walking into the stadium?
Yeah, I think I think the best way to put that, like you said, low energy was. I guess like he definitely saw that, and he had walked around the locker room a few times like, hey guys, great energy, like trying to pick it up.
Yeah.
But I think there was just a feel of like, we're the Green Bay Packers. We're a really good football team. We're going to show up and we're going to do what we do versus like, we're going to have to fight to win this game.
Sure.
And I think that was that's a really good thing to have happen in week 1 to get kicked in the mouth like that versus week 17, 18, when you're really getting into prime time of like having to be at your best football.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a good wake up call for everyone that like, look, just because we're the Packers, just because we have a good roster, just because we have best quarterback in the league, all of these things that go together, like we still have to show up and do it every week. And
Sure.
You can't take it. That was another message LaFleur had. Like, look, in this league, you cannot take any days off, no matter what it is, and it'll help you real quick. And I think it'll be a good lesson. Like Aaron said, man, we're gonna respond.
Yeah, and I know that what was one of the things that was kind of like focused on was an idea of like throughout this offseason, like all of like the stuff that was going on with the media and Aaron Rodgers and the team or what have you. Yeah. As we spoke about yesterday, it was kind of like that's just noise, right? Like we're focused, we're confident, let's go in. So it seems like maybe there was just like a wee bit too much confidence in which like going into it, where it was like, okay, nope, okay, this is a football team that we're playing right now.
Yeah, I think that's, like you said, like maybe a little too much confidence. It's not like we shouldn't be a confident team. Like we have a damn good team. Like you look at us across the board, we're going to be a really good team this year. But it doesn't change the fact that we have to show up and do it every week, and that some weeks you'll win 40-7, some weeks you'll win 24-21. And I just think as this year gets going, like you want to add up those wins however you can get them. But weeks like this are definitely going to be ones you look back and be like, damn, like we could have had that one. Like this was not by any means a 38-3 game. Like it got out of hand quick. Like we had to go for it on 4th down in our own territory. That's an immediate 7 points against most teams you play. Yeah. Like it didn't there. I mean, it was 10-0 and we were almost about to score a touchdown at one point in the game, like right before half. But I don't know. A lot of what we talked about, man, like we had never seen a game, or at least I haven't, where you only have 12 plays ran by the time the 2-minute drill starts. Like that was like, all right, when are we going to see this damn ball again? So
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that was kind of the main focus of going through that first half. And you mentioned it, you had 2 possessions until like the final drive, which was a 2-minute drill, right?
Yeah.
And so you can't really do anything with that. And then they just held on to the freaking ball, man. And
they did a really good job of controlling the clock. I mean, I looked up at one point and the time of possession was like 21 and change to like 7 and change.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell what is this? And it's just, you have those games, man. And that's just, those are games where every possession matters. And we just didn't make those possessions count. So it got out of hand quick, but like if we played them again today, it wouldn't be a 38-3 game. That's just how that game went. They're not 35 points better than us. And they had a good game though. Like
they definitely did. And while you're sitting there, because you mentioned right before the half, there was a drive and there was an amazing throw by Rodgers, an amazing catch by Tay, and it was great. And it like set up and you're like, all right, there's that momentum. Settle for a field goal, and you're coming out of half, and you're like, all right, let's drive down the field again. Aaron apparently gets hit in the nuts, and
he got hit in the nuts, like straight up, just sack tapped. I don't know, that was tough.
That's it. It's just one of those days.
That was tough.
So you're sitting on the sideline, or you're in the booth or sideline?
Sideline all year this year, which is really exciting. COVID kind of nixed that last year, but I'm gonna have juice in the sideline. That's what I'm doing, man. So
I love that.
I love that. To be down there.
So you're on the sideline. Kind of what's going through your mind? Because I know you mentioned yesterday you're kind of like going to be the hype guy, right?
Yeah.
They're on TikTok that we're going to hype it up, right? We're gonna bring the energy, momentum. So like, what's going on? It's, middle of the third quarter. Things are not going your way.
Yeah.
What's going through your head on the sideline?
Kind of just like, shit, is this thing ever going to turn around? Like it can't be going this bad for so long and just keep going bad. Like there has to be a turning point. And I think what felt like a little bit of life in us was that interception that we caused that got unfortunately turned over. Like we may have been like out of the fight, like for the winning that game, but you always want to like end a loss like with momentum going into the next week. And that felt kind of like that, damn, big play by Z, big hit, interception, and that kind of was like deflating, and they scored on that drive. So, but again, like you look at the film and there's like, damn, we have some good players across the board, and we just have to all 11 at the same time do the same thing, like do the right thing at the right time. And I think that 38-3 was a result more so of, damn, I got to make a play versus I just got to do my job across the board. So.
I mean, that's valid. I mean, there's when talking to LaFleur, basically it was like, there's not much to pull from this, but there are like those bright spots, right? Like offensive line played well. There were some aspects in there that were positive.
Yeah.
We will talk about the punter in a moment, but we'll talk about that, and we'll see how the feud's going, but we'll get there. So the game concludes. And it's going back to the locker room and eventually the flight home. What's the vibe? Is this I don't want to talk about it right now? Like, is it just silence? Is it like what's going on?
Well, like normally in a loss, I feel like there's like almost like one side of the ball caused the loss. At least that's my experience.
I got you.
Where like you don't really say like, oh, the defense need to pick their shit up. Or like, oh, maybe if you score some damn points, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of like the thought. But this was just like a somber, like, shit, we all just got kind of like pushed in a little bit. Like, that was tough. So I think it was just like, oh, God, let me get off this plane and just like, let's get through this film as fast as possible and reset and make it a new week 1 next week, because that was not good.
Yeah, that's a forget it game. Like, okay, let's look at it. Let's see what we did wrong and then never talk about it ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's valid. I mean, there's sometimes it's just like I need to go home and shower and get like this game off of me and do that. But I will say, we're talking about one of those bright spots. Jordan got to play a little bit.
Yeah. Went out slinging, dude.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we got Jordan Love it, because we were streaming it and people were like, oh, put Jordan Love in. I'm like, ha ha ha. But then they put Jordan Love in. And I was like, oh, and listen, obviously there is the fumble at the end, but I think Jordan played pretty well.
Yeah, he did well, and he went out slinging, like, and that was, I guess, like part of the like stuff they were talking about after preseason. Like, they just want him to go out and throw it and like just not be hesitant. And I think he did a great job of that. It was fun to watch him play, and like he's obviously a guy I spent a lot of time with. So I'm just on the sideline, like, let's go, dude. Like, keep ripping it, keep slinging it around, buying time. It was fun to watch.
And in terms of LaFleur's press conference yesterday, he kind of like laid out what the week looked like because you guys are obviously playing on Monday night against the Lions. And he said today, as in Tuesday, was the day you kind of like walk through what was wrong, right? So like that's kind of like coach speak, but I'm just going to kind of like ask you, like, what does that actually entail? Like, what does that look like? Is it just like sitting down like the QBs together, watching film and just being like, here's what we could have done better, et cetera?
So we watch film for like hour and a half, 2 hours, recap everything, kind of give like other ideas, what we wish we would have done, how they adjusted to like versus what we thought they were going to do. Because last year they played us entirely different than what they did this year. So like, you don't really know, like week 1 through like 3, really, you don't really know what the hell a team's going to do. And so we thought they were going to do something that they just completely did not. And that's just kind of like how it goes in the NFL. Like the first 3 weeks, you just got to kind of figure it out like as it goes. But after that, you have tendencies and kind of how they play certain teams. And so we kind of went through some of that. And then we had a walkthrough where it was like scout team guys walking through against like scout team defense on the other field. Offense versus scout team defense. So like I was running the offense versus the defense. Then a bunch of the plays that we had kind of let up throughout the game that we went through, some things that you think going forward teams are going to try to attack you from other like holes you see on film. So it's kind of like how the flow of most weeks go, but we had an extra day now for this versus like other times we would just be talking about it in the meeting room.
Gotcha. So it was more of like a full-blown autopsy for this one.
Yeah, totally.
I got you. All right. So in that case, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Kurt.
Love the nitty gritty.
So there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, bud, about why the Green Bay Packers fell victim to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there. I'm going to run some by you, and I want to kind of, you don't got to answer bit by bit, but I just kind of want to run what's there, and you could kind of respond if you feel comfortable with that. Okay, so apparently Shailene Woodley posted on her social media some pictures of baby feet. And so one of the conspiracy theories out there is that, one, because Aaron Rodgers didn't tell anybody that he got engaged, he has a secret love child. And so because of that, it was distracting him from the game. That's one. It's a big one that's going out there right now.
I know nothing about that one. I will ask, but I would probably say that would maybe make him play even better, like high spirits, positivity. I felt like I had a baby and I played better. So if that were the case, you never know.
Okay.
I feel like I don't think Aaron's influenced though by outside sources.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Okay. I just think he's going to chalk it up.
Intrinsic.
That game. Yeah. He doesn't need outside motivation or like, dude's locked in. You know what I mean?
Okay. I got you. Because, like, it might be one of those things that, like, just playing devil's advocate, looking at it, it's like if you take a 2-year-old to Disney World, right?
Yeah.
Like, the thought's real nice. Kid's not going to remember Disney World, though, right? You wait till they're a little bit older. So maybe they're like, you know what? Baby Rodgers is not going to remember this, so I could just go out there and phone it. But, I appreciate you following up on that because that's something that...
It'd be pretty wild to go into work tomorrow and be like, yo, is there a Baby Rodgers? Pretty wild.
He's like, listen, I was reading The Alchemist one night, and and it just happens. So that's one. That's one, obviously. Then there's the second conspiracy theory that Aaron Rodgers is intentionally tanking the team because he's like, oh, I'll come back and play for you guys. Wink, wink. But in reality, oh, yeah, I got hit in the nuts. That's why I threw an interception. Never heard about that before. Coincidence?
I don't, I'm going to have to pass on that one, but knowing my guy, there's no one that knows the game plan better than he does. There's no one that knows really everything better than he does. And this guy does not like losing. And I can firsthand say that he really does not like losing. So I'm going to have to say that's false.
Okay, so that one's going to be false. Okay. I mean, like, listen, he knows the game plan in and out. Maybe he then knows our weaknesses. Like, did he sneak on the defense and he just, like, let Alvin Kamara run by? I don't know. Did everyone see the jersey?
Until I see him hitting himself in the nuts before throwing a pass, I'm going to just nix that.
Okay, all right. So that one, all right, we can put that one on the bench for now. That one could go on the bench.
That's
okay.
where I am. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then there's another prevailing conspiracy theory. It has to do with the defensive side of the ball. And with one Zadarius Smith, He posted a thing about getting a captain. I think it was jewelry, about like a captain's chain or something like that. And this is his way of getting back at the Green Bay Packers by saying, nay, not going to make any tackles. That roughing the passer, he knew that he was super late. He wasn't. I can't even lie about that one. But I got these DMs, Kurt. I got these DMs. I mean, there's just so much evidence there. What do you say about this, Kurt? Why did the Packers lose? Because it couldn't just be because they got outplayed.
I think I don't even know. Can I get fined by saying something about reffing? I don't know if I can. Can we confirm in chat? Can I say anything about?
Can we chat? Chat. Can I be fined? I'm assuming there's a ref in here somewhere. I mean, what else are?
If I say something, are you guys going to pay for the fine?
Yeah, no. You know what? Listen, we got a big group here. We could raise some funds. We'll take care of it. We got you. Okay.
I mean, I can. Apparently, I can get fined. So we're gonna pass on that one. But really.
Geezer doesn't know. He doesn't know. People are saying, I don't know. That's up to you. Okay, guys, listen, it's fine. That means
hypothetically, what I would have said if I were to talk about this, I would have said if he wanted to throw the game, he would have helmet to helmet at the guy.
Oh, you don't get fined for that. That's fine.
Okay. I didn't see him helmet to helmet. Maybe it was still roughing the passer, maybe. But he didn't deliberately spear somebody with this. So, I mean, I think that could have been like, what are you doing?
Fair.
That's all I'll say.
Fair. Now, can you think of any other reason why the Green Bay Packers could have lost this game, Kurt? Like any reason whatsoever?
Personally, what's the way to put it? I look at what I could do better, and I really think it comes down to the shoes that I was wearing on Sunday. And had so many people on the sideline not been looking at my beautiful Air Monarchs all game long, maybe we would have won. So those Monarchs have now been put up for charity. They've already been shipped off, and they're gone. So I will have a new sideline shoe this week, and I'll be ready for week 2. So I think that's really what it comes down to.
Kurt, I think we all learned an important lesson from this. Yeah. And I think it's just be better.
It's be better. It's show up, be prepared. And I didn't do a good enough job. So I'll be better.
Okay. I mean, is there any idea about what shoe? Because they got auctioned off for charity, right? So it's basically like burying the shoe, right?
Yeah, so, the shoes definitely.
The curse will be gone now. They'll be gone. It's going to go to that poor family. They're, God help them. But in terms of the next shoe, what are you thinking? Are there any thoughts?
I thought maybe I could bring it back to like 2008 and pull out the shocks.
Oh.
I also thought maybe Heelys, for pulling up to the game and then taking out the wheels when I go on the field. I don't know. The Lambeau crew, the field crew is a little. I don't know if they let wheels on the field, but I think this shoe thing. Someone made a good point on Twitter that why don't I wear a new pair every week and auction them off at the end of every week for charity? It might just be a thing that we started, the Benkert Shoe Fund, and I don't know. You get a little bit of foot sweat that you get to keep for buying the shoe, and I don't know.
I think you're signing the shoes, right? Did you sign
I signed them. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up a picture from today.
I think we said, listen, it could be one of those things that it's like wearing that like lucky jersey. All right, what do we got here? We got. Okay. It's a little. It's the light.
It's the light. Anyways,
you can make out the outline.
Anyways, one shoe said both shoes have my autograph. One on the front says Dad Season, and then the other one says Air Dad Ones. So
that's money.
Yeah. So those shoes went. So we'll figure out what's up for next week.
I saw someone did like a $500. Is that what it went for, or went high?
$550. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so a great cost. Yep.
And then you encase those things, and you're rocking and rolling.
The guy who bought them has a pair of, I think, signed Ninja shoes as well, like Ninja the Gamer. So he's got a pretty dope shoe collection. He's starting that are not his.
Okay. Yep. Okay. In terms of, we were talking a little bit off camera about this. You mentioned kind of like the field crew and kind of their regulations, everything. You were telling me kind of like there was a ton of things that you learned about like just from the first game day of just like what makes the Packers different and like how the in and outs of the Packers transportation of equipment works. Can you speak on kind of like some of the stuff that you saw for the first time?
Well, first off, this place is fucking Hogwarts. The day that I got here, I have a towel I was a tryout guy, and I had my last name and number stitched on a fucking towel. And I was like, this place is different. And so I hadn't even signed any paperwork yet. So that's when I started seeing this whole trend of like, all right, this is legit. Then I had my own toiletry bag with my own toothbrush, toothpaste, everything, normal stuff that you'd have to bring in. So like to preface all of this and set it up here, like if you show up with nothing but clothes, like you don't even really need clothes. You can show up in underwear. You don't need shoes, nothing. Show up in underwear and your iPad in your hand. Yeah. Everything else is here for you. So like that was definitely the coolest thing for me. Like there's nothing that I could legitimately forget at home that they don't have for me at work. So that's like a whole nother like off my mind. Don't have to worry about it. Just show up and play football. Yeah. But after that, I found out this past week, today, yesterday, something like that we actually travel all of our we send all of our equipment and like all that stuff, instead of going on the plane with us as players, it drives across the country and ends up wherever the hell we played in Jacksonville. All of our stuff was my bag of cleats, my shit like that, drove across the country to Jacksonville, ended up at the stadium. They put it all back and drive it back to Green Bay and unloaded it today. And the cool thing about that was they told me that they went through the logistics of everything and the cost effectiveness of putting all of this stuff in trucks and shipping it versus loading it up on a plane and the cost of jet fuel. It's more cost effective to do it that way. And then you also save time by not having to load this stuff up and delay players and coaches from getting back home by not having to load up the plane with more equipment that slows things down. So like the logistics and like, it's just, I don't know, there's so many, I learn something new like that every week. That's like, holy crap, it's wild.
So like, did that not happen with like the Falcons? Like, was it just like completely different in terms of like the way that they loaded things? Or
I don't know. I assume that some teams do that, but I feel like a lot of things flew with us because the time that we were on the plane was a lot longer in Atlanta, like getting loaded up and stuff. But I don't know.
I'm very curious now for like international games. Yeah. What that
they probably have equipment planes.
Yeah, I would assume like designated planes.
Probably like separate planes for that, yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's super interesting. Listen, we always hear about how the Green Bay Packers do things a little bit differently, and this is just another way that they do things. Heading into Monday. So you got a Monday night game, home opener at Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers was kind enough to save the opening touchdown for the season for this Monday in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, I mean, he's really just thinking about the fans. It's been a long time without full stadium, like in a regular season game. He's just thinking about you guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, and it's very thoughtful and empathetic. And in talking about kind of the mentality going into, you're saying like, forget this game, what have you. Is there kind of, I don't even want to say a renewed focus because it's only week 2, but is it kind of like a different mentality of just like, oh, like now, like fresh start, everybody in our division lost, like we're all winless, like let's just go kick the Lions' ass. Yeah,
I mean, we end up first in the division if we win this game, like already, like it's just it's the writing's on the wall there. Like you kind of know what has to be done and how big of a game this is already in week 2, and I think it's later down the year we'll be very happy that we got our ass kicked so bad last week, because I think it's going to make us better for a lot of reasons. That like if you just keep winning these close games, you kind of get like the little problems like brushed under the rug because they're not as glaring. But when you get your ass kicked and you're looking for every last way that you can be better, I think, I don't know, just from a philosophical standpoint, there's 1 or 2 things that you can fix that you wouldn't have normally. They add up by the time you're playing in a playoff game or in an NFC championship game in a Super Bowl. Like, I don't know, those games are so close, and a few plays change the whole game that hopefully we will have learned from this last game.
Yeah, no, I would say so. Yeah. And listen, it's week 2. There's no must-win games, right? There's none. However, considering the overreaction from this past week, Lionsgate's got, I think it's got a little bit more eyes on it maybe than potentially it would have. And there's a little bit more of a sense of urgency. Yeah. A lot for like guys like Joe Barry, looking at Aaron Rodgers, looking for that offense and that defense to kind of get clicking and get on the same page. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious, just as someone who's as prevalent and I guess present on the internet as you are, right? Mm-hmm. With the gaming, the stuff you do, with the interaction that you do, there's a lot of stuff that was written, there's a lot of stuff that was said and things tweeted, whatever. Is there kind of like a want to like correct like what's being said? Like, for example, like we talked about this last week, how you would want to like watch a broadcast of a game like on Twitch and you would want to be like, oh, like, no, the commentator got this wrong. I want to like, this is actually what they were looking for, what have you. Is there kind of like almost that need, being as present on the internet as you are, for like when people say like just objectively wrong things and you're like, no, this is not good.
Yeah, I think like all of us would love nothing more than to go out on Monday night and just like have an ass-kicking performance and it just everything go right. And like the reality of the NFL is that's not going to happen often. But I think there are some things out there that you're like, that's wrong. Like, let's just go erase that game, go show them what we can do. Like, this is not a problem. It happened one time. There's a handful of those things. Like, I don't want to point out anything in particular, but I think there's like certain players that I see people talk about. I'm like, you guys, like, I don't even know like whose responsibility that was. Like, you don't even know what the damn coverage was. You don't even know what their eyes are, what their keys are, what they're like theoretically coached to do. Like, they don't know all of that. All you see is a guy just what you think is in the wrong spot when it's really somebody else. But
exactly,
I think winning, like I said, like cures all of those things that nobody really cares. So finding ways to win and stringing win after win after win, it covers up those things on the media standpoint as well, to where we can focus on that stuff in-house without having to hear external noise.
Yeah. I mean, Rodgers spoke on this today too, and he's like, and I feel like he's mentioned this multiple times, right? Like the sky is falling outside of the stadium, but like inside the stadium, Kurt's like showing up in his underwear, and he's just like, "No, we vibing. Like we
definitely vibing. Like I'm definitely vibing, no doubt.
We chilling now." Couple things. One, let's get into the heart of the matter. Corey Bajorquez, our new punter. There was a challenge that was issued last week for a punt, pass, and kick competition for the rights.
Never heard a word about it.
What a joke! I'm sorry. We'll get
the guy's got a boot, can really punt the ball well.
Average of 44.
I just think that 7 looked a little better on someone that had previously worn it than it does on who wears it now. I don't know, man.
It's a cosmetic thing, is what you're saying. That's
strictly cosmetic, dude. You, my opinion, you could go say you're a person that likes lipstick. You could go into Ulta, wherever you go to purchase makeup, and you could get the pink lipstick. You could get the rose lipstick. There's a few different lipsticks that are all within the same wheelhouse that you could pick. But you see someone else wearing some lipstick, and you're like, I need that lipstick. And instead of being able to share the lipstick, someone's lipstick was taken, and now they got to go pick new lipstick. That's how I felt. So I think that's an analogy everybody can understand.
Yeah, I think honestly that was very relatable to everyone, and 100%. Because I mean, listen, had an average of 44 yards, had a long of 59, and I guess that the question really is, like, you admit the guy's got a boot, but like, is the confidence level like waning? Has it increased after seeing his performance in a game? You're like, nah, I can still kick your ass and punt, pass, and kick.
I mean, I can still throw the ball way further than he can, and I can still punt the ball really well. What is a punt, pass, and kick? Like, at least how we did it, you do it from like a corner of the end zone to the corner of the end zone. So how we did it was, I think you punt and you throw and then you kick. To try to get as close to the pylon. Like, I'm gonna be probably 3 feet from the pylon by the time I even have to kick. So it's just gonna be a chip in. Yeah. And I don't know if he can get it there with his arm. So stuff.
I mean, this is what the people want. This is what they want. It was on Twitter. Like they were, but
you would think that if something makes it onto Twitter that it's got to be law by now, and it just wasn't. So maybe next offseason, OTAs, maybe a year from now. I don't know.
Yeah. No, let's just hope that this gets resolved the right way. the right way. It's
no
like
doubt.
there's a movie coming out. There's lots of famous people in it called like The Last Duel. I have no idea what it's about, but this is what I imagine this is, except this is more serious.
This
So
is definitely serious. I have a lot of 7 jerseys with my last name on it out there in circulation that I'm just not getting refunds on those.
I haven't seen any Bojorquez jerseys out there. I'm just saying, and that might be just subjective, might be recency bias, but I haven't seen any. Yeah. I haven't seen any. Yeah. Now, I did hear that there was one arena that actually went very, very well this weekend in terms of a football game. And this just happened to be a Madden football game.
Yes.
I heard that you brought some smoke and some people stood up and they sat down real quick.
Yes. So at our hotel, when we travel, there's a game room, and being the gamer on the team, I have guys that come up to me, yo, I want a piece of the work. Yeah. And I'm like, you sure? And these guys are real confident and they say yes. And one of our starting O-linemen, one of the better O-linemen out there, I'd say, wanted this said smoke, and he received it fully. Oh. And I'm not going to put anybody out there.
No.
But I pretty much worked him up and down the field, and I had people standing, screaming in this little room, cheering me on as I was waxing him. So maybe that comes out. Maybe the person comes out and talks about it, but he saw me today and said he wants round 2. So maybe I'll have to tweet about it next week and give some highlights, because I made him look really bad.
Okay. All right. So he's coming back for seconds.
Yeah. I don't know why this guy's out of his mind.
Buddy, can you give me a score? Like what are we looking at here? Like, is it?
Yeah. So it was, I think we ended up 38 to like 30 or something like that. But the highlight plays and the big plays that I had were, I mean, this guy was just dinking dunking on the field, and I was putting on a show. And if we played again, he probably wouldn't even score 20 points. He had a few really, really lucky plays. Like, don't even want to tell you what team he was. Imagine.
Whoa. He wasn't the Packers.
He was not the Packers. I was the Packers.
Maybe you could do Packers versus Packers, just a home and away. No?
He wanted the Mahomes show, man. Real quick to click him.
I'm sorry.
And I'm just like, all right, buddy, we know what this is going to be. Most of his touchdowns were him running backwards and throwing 75 yards. So we'll leave it at that. My touchdowns, dissecting, juking. I had an 80-yard touchdown run with Aaron Jones that probably the best touchdown run of my Madden career. And I've been playing Madden for a long time, back to the Michael Vick days. And that was the run that had everybody on their feet in this. Oh,
yeah. So there was a question in the chat that I do want to address. Do you think that there is anyone on this team right now that could beat you in Madden?
There's one person that I know for sure. And but I'm going to, how Madden has like the 8 to 10 plays that are broken?
Yes.
All this guy runs. So I'm not even going to name him. It's kind of bullshit.
Not even worth your time.
I strictly do not play. Like, I don't play with any of the bullshit plays because I refuse to. But if I will concede defeat if you're going to be like that. So there's a person, he's a rookie, fellow practice squad player that beat me over the summer. And I hung in there, but I did not stoop to his level. And we don't respect that around here.
No. It's like playing Mortal Kombat and you're just going for the leg sweep like every single time.
Every time. Dude is a 4-play playbook and not dealing with it.
Okay. That's
But if anybody wants to play me like mano-y-mano, like no cheese plays, I will put myself up against anybody for anything.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, all right, we'll get it going. We'll get it going.
Maybe on a Tuesday night, you download Madden for PC and you and I go mano-y-mano on stream.
Okay.
Chat?
Okay. Yeah. But I think
would that be bad for your like?
It would. No. Listen, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I play on PS4, and but the people want to see it, and And listen, I'm all about the people. So
you got to be about the people.
listen. We can. Are you playing on PC?
I play on PC, but PC is also like not next gen. It's still for some reason last gen. So yeah, I play on PC.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah. There's some hype in the chat right now about
Let's go
about this. Okay.
Someone said Tom runs those 4 plays.
Yeah, yeah. Can you actually just give me a list of what just so I avoid them? What are those 4 plays?
No. Well, I'll only make an adjustment if I have to.
Okay.
Yeah. The full playbook's open for you.
Kurt's winning by 10,000. Thanks, guys. Appreciate this. The support here. I think Kurt's dropping 100. Wow, there is no faith. Wow. Like there is no, and again, rightfully so. Like they're not wrong in this diagnosis here. Like they
Do you know some of the Madden YouTubers out there?
I do.
So do you know TD Barrett?
I do.
I played against TD Barrett in a series of 3, and I played as myself versus him. He waxed me.
Okay.
He played as me versus me. He beat me barely, but then we played a legitimate game that was like I picked a good team, he picked a good team, and I lost by 1 point on a dropped Hail Mary.
Oh.
I don't remember. I think I might have been the Packers, and I think he was the Bucks. And I dropped a Hail Mary on the 1 yard line. And I mean, it was so painful. That was my best performing YouTube video.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There you go. He
I'm not on your level
usually, right?
He what?
He's usually plays as like the Titans, right? Is that his team?
Yeah, he's a big Titans fan.
Yeah. Okay. Someone says stop the live stream, go practice. Listen, I could just be like, you know what, guys? There are no videos out the rest of this week. I'm just gonna start.
Gotta go grind.
Just gotta go. I gotta go get the grind going on.
Funny.
I did want to ask you. This was a question in the chat. Just take a couple of fan questions real quick.
Yeah.
So Jameis Winston, like looking at the opposing QB, threw for under 150 yards and still 5 TDs. Yeah. Kind of, what'd you see kind of coming out of that? And like, how'd you feel about Jameis Winston's performance there?
I've actually really liked him as a player for a while. Like, obviously, he's always had his interception problems, but he is one person that is not afraid to throw it. He's going to rip it, and he's got a hell of an arm and like really good anticipation and stuff. So when he's at his best, like he's like MVP caliber player. So I'm hoping that he plays at a high level like that the whole year. He's been a really cool dude to me. I don't know. I like him as a player, and he obviously played really well. I played against him in a cornhole match in a couples conference in 2019, and I waxed him in that. Three games in a row. In the last game, I hit 4 straight in the hole on him, and then he wouldn't let me leave and go to bed. He made me go play ping pong against him.
I literally was just about to ask you how your ping pong game is.
Pretty good. I mean, yeah, pretty good.
I mean, listen,
I was top 4 in the locker room in Atlanta. Top 4, top 5.
Listen,
and like there's 2 specialists that are always really good because they got a lot of time. But
they got nothing else to do. Yeah, it's just like, listen, I don't want to sound cocky here, but when I was 10 years old, I got 2nd place on a Carnival cruise in ping pong. So
when you were 10?
Yeah, when I was 10.
Do you have your own paddle?
No, because I don't have a ping pong table anymore.
Gotcha.
So like that's it. I went to college, and like when I was in college, it was ping pong all the time. Like it was downstairs, like in the basement of the dorm, and like I would just bring people down, and like we would just go. It was forced.
He would bring people down in his basement and just run through them.
Yes, and be like, you can leave now. you can leave. Leave the $5 on the table. You can go now.
God, let's go.
So much so that when I went to Green Bay this past time, right outside Titletown.
Yep. That would be a hell of a matchup. You come to Titletown, we meet up and play ping pong on stream.
Listen, I actually went against 2 people that day. They had 2 people lined up on the table. I was like, let's go. Just 2 against 1. Smoked them. I think they got 2 points. Smoked them.
That's
Smoked
amazing.
them. I haven't played it, but listen, we get a Madden stream, we get a Titletown ping pong stream going on.
We're cooking.
We can rock and roll with this.
We are cooking,
and I think we could do it. Grassi versus Kurt spread is plus 24 for Tom.
we should find a legitimate like spread that we stick with for when we play Madden. And,
there's nothing too high. It's gonna be. I made a 99 overall team. It was just like when I was like, I'm done with this game because listen, as I'm sure you play on All Madden every now and then when if you decide to play against there's some stuff on All Madden that
Madden makes me so mad. I have a strict like 3-game policy on stream. After I start getting bullshit like on that third game.
Dude. It's bad. Like it's legit bad. Like EA, fix your game. Like 100%.
Yeah, I can't play it. I play for the 1 or 2 clips. That's about it.
That's it. Here's a great question that says here, what are you most worried about playing against the Lions?
Worried about? Well,
cats could have rabies.
I won't be playing, but I would say something that we need to focus on. They do a lot of different things. So just having multiple and like in an offensive game plan, you normally have 2 plays called at the same time. And I think just having really good answers for not knowing what exactly they're going to do. This isn't a team that just does the same thing every single play. So in a game plan, the coaches will have us really ready with like multiple play calls in one and one for the right look. So that's kind of our thing.
Now, I know that we were talking about your shoes earlier and potentially blinding your fellow teammates. Yeah. Is there any concern about kneecaps, considering the Lions apparently with Dan Campbell like to consume them?
Ooh, I'm late to this kneecap train. Is this a thing? They like to take out kneecaps?
But it's not they take out kneecaps. Dan Campbell, the new head coach for the Detroit Lions, in his opening press conference, talked about how he wanted to be the team that like bit you in the kneecap, like that they would legitimately like eat your kneecap. It was a sound clip. It wasn't like I want to hurt anybody or like bounty gate or anything. It was just like no. It was a sound clip.
Sounds like one of those. I can't even say it. It just if I was in a room and a guy was like, we're gonna go bite their kneecaps. Let's just go through touchdowns, man. I don't know. Everyone's got their sayings, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some fashion advice in the chat here. Ray saying, Kurt, go old school and wear some Chuck Taylor's original black and white.
That's not half bad. I had a teammate do that. I had a teammate wear some Chucks this week. Maybe that could have been the play, or maybe it was his fault.
You know what? Honestly, let's put it on them because they're not here right now to defend themselves. So I say we do that. Absolutely.
I saw a favorite restaurant in Charlottesville. We got some UVA guys in chat. Favorite restaurant in Charlottesville, probably Zinburger. I know it's a chain. They got some stuff.
Oh yeah.
There, you have Zinburger?
Yep. There was one on Long Island for like the longest. It's like they had all the wines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they legit have like good burgers.
Zinburger? Like my God. I was so broke in college though. I couldn't go there much.
No.
But oh man, that was definitely like if I got per diem from an away game, I was saving it and going to Zinburger when I got home. They have really good shakes too.
Yeah, Zinburger is good. People are asking now, of course, that you brought up food about your favorite restaurant in Green Bay. You knew it was coming.
Oh man.
Yep, you knew it was coming.
Let me think.
There's a really good sushi place downtown.
I haven't been to a sushi place here yet. I've been to I go to some like breakfast places. I go to Luna for breakfast. Okay. I like Dirt. Dirt is like a new like juice place here, like near the mall. I go there. That's the place I've been the most for sure. So I mean I don't even want to know how much money I've spent at Dirt, but it's healthy, it's good for you. But we have, I think, filled up 4 punch cards, and punch cards are 10 punches each. So we've been there a lot.
It's a vibe. It's fine.
Yeah.
The last question that I did want to ask you, because this was something that was brought up with AJ Dillon, who was on Cheesehead TV yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it was talking about how like rookies have to like carry around, like food and bags and stuff like that. Do they make you do that? Since, I mean, like you're not like a rookie.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't have to do anything that's like a rookie thing, but I have like responsibilities for the week.
Okay. That sounds like chores with extra steps.
It's kind of like chores, but everybody does though. Like Jordan has way more than me because he's younger. Like way more. But like for me, I had like a courtesy thing I did this week. I went and got apple cider donuts for the plane ride for anybody that wanted them, like out of our little group. I had to get, have you ever seen the banana bread video on YouTube? Like this guy that's like really hype about banana bread.
Was it like recent?
I don't really know. I just found out about it recently, but I think it's like a year plus old. I don't know. But like there's like an inside joke for banana bread. So every game I have to make sure there's fresh banana bread. So that's like my one thing. Like there has to be banana bread on the sideline for a specific situation. And I hope it comes up this year because it'll be really cool. But there's little inside jokes like that all over the place in the NFL that make like the monotonous like NFL day fun.
Yeah,
so
that's phenomenal. And Wookie can finish it off here. What is your go-to pregame song to hype you the hell up?
Okay.
I feel like there's a playlist. I feel like there has to be a Kurt Benkert playlist.
Oh, I have. Yes. So back in the day, I was a big Meek Mill fan.
Ooh,
I still like Meek a lot, but I would have to say recently, it's a mix between
because we will get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, it's a mix between Mac Miller. I really really love Mac Miller.
Okay.
And then I like We Paid by Lil Baby and 42 Doug. And then I also started a new thing where I listen to like right before the kickoff when I have like anxiety and shit. I listen to this like calming playlist that I did I started in preseason because I'm normally the guy that's like so hype.
Yeah.
But I also like want to be a little more level because at quarterback you can't just like close your eyes and run into people. But I found this calming playlist on Spotify that has some cool songs on it that are like, I'm not like freaking out right now walking down on the field because everybody is like, no matter how long you've been playing it, like all these guys have been in the league for 15, 17 years, whatever, they all are anxious before the game. And that's just something that's like the beautiful thing of football. Like, doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. Still, you get those butterflies and that like, shit, I just want to get hit. So,
yeah, just knock it out of it. Like, let's just get in there.
Get that first one out of the way. Like, let's go.
Oh my God. So he actually could have punched himself in the nuts. Like, this is now, honestly, the rabbit hole just it keeps on going down. But Kurt, it's been an absolute pleasure. This was a blast. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Thanks for having me.
The fan base getting to interact a little bit with Mr. Packers QB Kurt Benkert. Kurt, where can all these people find you and all the things that you do?
My first and last name on everything: TikTok, Twitter. I'm probably the most active on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And then YouTube is just Kurt Benkert. I think there's a 6 at the end, but you should probably just be able to look it up and find me. So
should have been a 7.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lawsuit one day.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, we're going to court. This is gonna be used as evidence, 1,000,000%.
I appreciate all you guys for real. Thanks for the love.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That's Kurt Benkert. I'm Tom Grassi, and as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. See you guys.